I am on a mission to get to know as many Dead by Daylight creators as I possibly can, and in that vein, I have started this little series called Conversations by Daylight, and today I have with me the most adorable Night Main, the Knight's wife, ZM Pixie. Pixie, how you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
So for the people out there that might not know who you are, you want to tell them a little bit about, what you do and who you are and everything like that?
Yeah, sure. So my name is ZM Pixie. I am a dedicated P100 Knight content creator. I like to draw him. I like to play him pretty much every single day that I can. He's like basically injected in my veins. I know everything about him. He is my life. I like to talk about him, and I'm repeating myself. God damn it.
Yep. That's fine.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. Okay.
I love the night. Long story short.
So for those of you out there who are unaware, what we do is I have written 10 questions, and then we pull 10 questions from the community, and from there it's just conversations. There's no real direction. They're just there to provide jumping off points, and we just talk until we can't talk anymore, and then we'll see how that goes.
Hey.
So the first one is probably the most obvious one, and one I don't think I've ever seen you talk about, but how did you get started in streaming?
I started getting into streaming around, actually exactly last year. Last year when, I found out that streaming was a thing, that you could stream video games. I knew it was a thing before, but it was like something I was like getting into, and I normally watch YouTube and like YouTube creation, like YouTube videos. And I mainly watch people like Starva and like Spooky Loop, Spook and Jukes. Those were the main three creators I watched for like DBD stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out Twitch was a thing. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I could give this a shot. And I kind of actually first started out as a trickster streamer. And it was like before Night came out. Actually, no, it wasn't before Night came out. It was before I got invested in Night.
Yeah.
And kind of like exactly around this time last year, it was like during the anniversary, I found out that I really liked playing Night, and I was like, okay, let me try changing my direction for content creation, and let's do some Night stuff, because I don't see a lot of people doing Night. Why not? I like this character. And then it got bad. Like the obsession got bad. I was like, oh, I really, really like this character. I just went forward with that.
I think it was me that like I was in your stream and you were like showing your Night stuff, and I was like, so how's the autism? And you were like, what? And I was like, do you not have an autism diagnosis?
I do not have autism diagnosis. I have an ADHD kind of diagnosis. It's because, fun fact, I thought I was talking to a therapist, but I was talking to a doctor, so I was like, why aren't they helping me with my problems? And why are they giving me a written form for if I have ADHD or not?
Yeah, I have ADHD and autism, so like when I saw you have like a collage of Night stuff, and I was like, Pixie, normal people don't do this. We do this. Us autistic people do this. Normal people don't do this.
Yeah, I realized that. I was like, okay, maybe I do. Maybe I should get that looked at. But...
So did you have an obsession before Taros?
Yes. It was for a Dragon Ball character. It was for Goku Black.
Really?
Yes.
Of all the ones, not Piccolo?
I love Piccolo, don't worry. But I have like 20 figures of him like right now, right next to me. And 2 soda cans, because they did soda can stuff. And a plushie. Actually, 2.
That's completely fair. I had for like an extended period of time in my life, I had the same obsession with Moroku from Inuyasha.
Oh my gosh.
Which should not have been, because I was like 9 when I first saw Inuyasha, and it wasn't my first anime, but it was like the first one that's like solidified in my memory. And so like my mom would just like, I would see it out in like FYE and shit, and my mom would like buy it, and she'd be like, okay. And then she sat down to watch Inuyasha, and she's like, why are you watching this? This is not appropriate. What the fuck? So I wasn't allowed to watch Inuyasha, which made me sad. But is Dragon Ball Z like one of your favorite animes, or?
Actually, it's like up there, but it's actually no. I would say it's probably one of my favorite anime. I like it a lot.
Hot take: I don't like Dragon Ball Z.
What?
In the anime community, I am vastly what's the word? Lambasted because I don't like Dragon Ball Z because I feel like it breaks its own rules too much.
No, I understand. It definitely does that in Super. I could tell you that.
It was like, Super Saiyan, the legendary thing that only one person out of every 100,000 years. Oh, every Saiyan can do it. Okay. Well, death is consequential. Oh, no, we can just go get some different Dragon Balls and bring people back to life. Okay. Well, this is the strongest in the, Goku just did it. Okay. All right. Well, okay, sure. Like I couldn't like Dragon Ball, like the original Dragon Ball. I was hella into. I couldn't get into Dragon Ball Z, and I haven't watched Super. Although I have been told that Super is better than Z about like not making everything just fucking inconsequential. But I don't know. I think
they definitely did that for well, first of all, Beerus. They did that.
Yeah.
And then they did that actually for Goku Black. But spoilers, if you don't mind spoilers.
No, I don't care.
Okay, well, spoilers for Super Arc, even though the arc has been out for a very long time, since like, I don't know, like, what, 6 years now, I think?
Something like
that. So Goku Black is actually, he took Goku's body, he like wished to swap bodies with him, and he's actually a Supreme Kai named Zamasu. Fun fact also, the ZM in my name has 3 different meanings. It's like the first and last letter on the keyboard. It's my zombie character in World of Warcraft, and it's short for Zamasu. I like Zamasu.
I see.
Yes, sorry.
Pixie likes the villains, so everybody out there, oh my god. So this is I have gotten when I did this when I announced that we were doing this, I got like 3 different people who were like, "Oh my god, could you ask Pixie about her dating life?" And I was like, "I'm not going to do that."
God.
And they were like, but I want to know if she's single. And I was like, ask her then. Like, I'm not gonna, because like these are not about people's personal lives. But the reason I brought it up is because I was like, if you're out there, you have to be a villain to get Pixie's attention, apparently.
Wink, wink. That's the other thing. It's because I have 2 separate groups of characters that I sub for. It's people like Tarosh and Goku Black, the unrealistic, like, kind of thing. And then there's Kyujuro Rengoku from Demon Slayer. I love him so much.
I have not watched Demon Slayer yet. I need to
He's the flame pillar.
Oh, okay. Oh, isn't he the one that like they make the donut jokes about?
No.
Don't worry.
No,
I'm a One Piece fan, and Ace is my favorite character, or my second favorite character in the whole show. So I also have to watch one of my favorite characters get made fun of for getting a hole in his chest.
Yeah. No, my dad makes fun of me all the time because every single time he comes to my room, because I have like a good little collection of like Rengoku figures. He comes in and he's like, haha, set your heart ablaze. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, my favorite anime of all time is One Piece, and Sanji's my favorite character, and Ace is my second favorite character. So either my favorite character is being made fun of for being a pervert, or my second favorite character is being made fun of for getting a hole in his chest. And I'm like, could I just live in peace? You want to know who my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z was?
Who?
Yamcha.
I am so sorry.
I literally cannot have a favorite character that isn't relentlessly bullied for shit.
I know.
It's like, fuck. At least in anime, my favorite superhero is Spider-Man. He
I love Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man.
Yeah, he fares a little bit better. I've been addicted to Spider-Man since the Raimi films, which you're 22, right? So I don't think
Yes.
you weren't really around for the Raimi films, were you?
You
would have been like 1, I think, 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think my mother still spoon-fed me the Amazing Spider-Man movies anyways.
But yeah.
She was like, "You have to watch this now."
So, you kind of answered this one earlier, but I thought I'd still ask it for a little bit more clarification. Did you love Taros first, or did you play him and then like you started to love him?
I loved him first. When he came out for the PTB, I was like, "Damn, he kind of hot." And I just didn't play him after the PTB. And I actually remember, like, whenever the Hens video came out, whenever the 3-gen Knight was a thing, and I was like, oh god, do I really want to play this character now? Do I want to be a villain more than I already am? Because I'm playing as Trickster? Because I was a Trickster main, and I was like, people already hate Trickster. Do I go to this character? And then Anniversary hit, and I was just like, who should I main? I tried Wesker, and then it went to Knight. I'm like, okay, well, this is it. Yeah. This is it.
I have a sneaking suspicion that the Dead by Daylight community just hates you no matter what killer you play. Like, like for a while, Billy was like the universal, oh my god, we love Billies, and then he got his buffs, and now all of a sudden it's, oh my god, we hate Billies, and I was like, oh, so you enjoy killers you can just stomp all over then. That's that's my understanding. But yeah, like you just, I feel like I'll bring up a killer and somebody somewhere in my chat or my YouTube section will be like, God, I hate this killer. I can't stand going against him. They're a piece of shit. I'm like, all right, chill. Don't worry.
Yeah, I feel like no character is ever like perfectly loved or perfectly hated.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you chose two of the most universally hated ones. The only way you could go worse is go Skull Merchant.
My chat's like, oh my god, we'll give you X-Men and my main Skull Merchant. I'm like, no, I don't want to. Thank you, but I like my large Hungarian man. Thank you.
Yeah. It's so rough because the Dead by Daylight community has like this stupid fucking inability to like separate the player from the main, and like my buddy Tat actually ended up deleting his Twitter because he couldn't even talk about Legion without getting like hate every fucking day. Like
I remember that.
Like
actually, no, I'm.
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, I follow him on Twitch and I pop into his streams sometimes. I didn't know, like, well, I did know, but like I heard that he deleted his Twitter. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
Somebody in my chat said the Hungarian.
Well, you said it, not me.
But yeah, no, Tat ended up deleting his, like, because I went to tag him in something because I saw some stupid Legion meme, and I couldn't find him, and I was like, I know he didn't block me. And so I went to message him on Discord, and he was like, yeah, I was just tired of like getting hate. Like he would like talk about some of Legion's problems, and then he would just get bombarded with hate, and he was like, fuck you. I was like, well, I get that. I understand. You know, it's just something, it literally, I'm actually ended up making a video around it. It was separate the player from the main. And in that same video, people were still like fucking being assholes about who people main. I'm like, would y'all just like literally listen to what's being said to you? Or you all have the critical thinking skills of a 9-year-old? Like, fuck, man.
People are just, I can't even comprehend how people think sometimes when they just push the, like, how a character that they don't like onto a person. Mm-hmm. Like this, like even like outside of DBD, they do this for other people too, for like characters.
Yeah.
Like dare I say, people like for like Genshin, for example, they do that. But Genshin's just an awful community in general.
I don't think I've ever come across a single gacha community that wasn't atrociously annoying.
Yeah, no.
I know. Gacha games just attract the most. But the thing is I know why. Because I used to be a dealer at a casino, and I know how gamblers are. So, gacha games attract gamblers, and so it's the same kind of people. It's the people who are like constantly frustrated because they're not getting what they want, and then when they finally get what they want, it's never enough. So
I love gambling.
Let's go gambling.
Let's go gambling. I'll take it.
Fuck me. So what are some common Knight mistakes that you see that people can improve upon?
Well, first of all, I actually caught one person. I have no idea who this person is, but I was playing, this is from the new night. It's just, like, kind of like a problem that I have with this new night.
Mhm.
This person only summoned Carnifex. For, like, he didn't summon any other guard. He only summoned Carnifex. And I was like, huh. That, okay, it obviously wasn't working,
Right.
but he was only using Carnifex. Like, okay, yeah, he broke a pallet, yay. But, like, he sent him off to, like, chase, to try to trail, and I'm like, do you really love Carnifex? What's happening?
Do you think that the add-ons that specifically affect each individual guard might contribute to that problem?
Well, here's my problem with the new night in general. It's because the global cooldown, like, heavily encourages, like, same guard spam,
Mm-hmm.
and I really, really don't like that. Because, again, it's like, for example, this person just is using Carnifex over and over and over again. Did it work out for him? No, but...
We had a night last night that only used Assassin.
That's the other thing. It's because, like, I feel like Assassin is really strong with both partial melt being base kit and partial horse meat being base kit. And just, like, he is the hardest guard to loop.
Yeah.
You pair those two together, you're gonna die no matter what.
Yeah. I really don't get, because, like, universally everybody was like, hey, this, separate cooldowns, but I can summon one guard to cancel another, was, like, universally loved, and it felt smooth and good to play. Like, I don't understand why they didn't just fucking leave it be.
I don't know either. I have a feeling it's because they couldn't fix the bug that was in the PTB in the first place. So how I feel like it was supposed to work, which is, like, how I wanted him to be with these updates, was you can't summon another guard while they're on a patrol or a hunt, which is fine. You couldn't do that before anyways. And you can still summon another one, like, with, like, a grace of, like, 3 to 5 seconds after you order. Which, again, I think is fine.
Right.
It's healthy, and it's still good quality of life.
Yeah.
And, like, if they could do the thing where you can summon while a guard is on a hunt or patrol, that would also be great. But I feel like that's a little bit too spammy.
I mean, as long as it cancels the previous one, I don't think it's too much of an issue.
I do think... Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
I do think it does require, like, more thinking and skill to do that. It's because a good night main would know if you, like, look at someone from far away and you can see how close a guard is to someone, you can kind of, like, make a good guess if that guard's gonna hit or not. It's like, okay, do I want to cancel this guard now because they're probably not going to get the hit? Or do I cancel at the perfect time whenever they do get the hit, and then I have another guard ready right away?
Yeah. And like that's what I was thinking, is that kind of playstyle increases his skill floor and his skill ceiling even as well. Because it takes more knowledge to get value out of his power, like consistent value. But then the value of his power also gets up if you're able to consistently create a almost puppet master vibe of manipulating, who's being chased when. And it just kind of frustrates me that, because in my opinion, if you're going to have this global cooldown shit, you might as well go back to force rotating the knights.
Yeah, because again, it's just like you're just going to be spamming the same guard over and over again.
Yeah.
Not that all of them don't have a use. It's just like, again, like, once you kind of realize that, like, Assassin's really good.
Yeah.
Because, like, a lot of people are like, oh, Jailer gets good hits and it stalls for a really long time. It's like, okay, but now you're going for a really long time without your power. Assassin is both fast and you get your power back faster.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what I was worried about in the first place for choosing guards.
But no, go for it.
Because like people were like, oh, like Carnifex spam. Like, I witnessed that Carnifex spam was bad. Like, firsthand, it was bad. And then Jailer spam, also fine. You get value, but it takes longer. And the thing I was just worried about the most was Assassin spam, because like I read like Horsemeat was base kit, like first thing I thought of was like, okay, Assassin's broken as fuck now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just because Assassin has always been the one that gets consistent hits. That's why I don't really like Jailer that much, because Jailer's always felt useless. I will forever love
Jailer. I will forever love all my guards equally.
Jailer always felt useless to me, because like he would chase people for a while, but like back before the rework, wasn't Jailer's chase like shorter than Carfax's?
Yeah, they swapped the hunt time with Carnifex and Jailer.
Yeah.
Which honestly is another really good change to me, because Carnifex was just the best guard for that anyways. Which is why it encouraged me to use Carnifex for chase.
Right.
Which I don't think should be his intended purpose.
Yeah, and like that was I had a video planned a while back. I ended up ditching it, where I did like a full rework of the knight, and I gave each of the guards like their own purpose, and I completely removed Carfax's ability to chase and also Jailer's ability to chase. I kept Assassin as the only one who could chase, and then Carfax was only there to break things. And then I think I gave him like an increased like regression thing on gens. And then I made it to where Jailer was like a hinder. If you entered his patrol while he was moving, it was like a hinder. So the only one who could chase you was Assassin, because I thought that was the only one fitting. And so when I saw them reworking Knight here, I was like, oh, maybe they're going to do something similar. And they kind of did, but like then they just kind of fucked it by doing this global cooldown.
Which I don't know. Still, I'm sorry. I'm still so pissed about that. It's because like, again, like no one asked for a global cooldown.
Yeah.
No one complained about the PTB Knight, like at least like to like play as.
Right.
And I actually I have a friend who's a also a P100 Knight. They're a Russian streamer. I don't know if they're streaming as much. I keep telling them to stream, but then that's beside the point. But their name's Heike, and I went against them, and I still played like kind of like normal, how I would against a knight, and it was like just the same. It was pretty much the same of like how you should play against a knight, which is like pretty much like a spirit or a nurse is how you should play against a knight.
Did you see the knight teleport bug is back?
The locker teleport bug?
No. So somebody posted a clip on Reddit. I meant to send it to you. I forgot. Somebody used Carfax to kick a gen, and then when they came out, they were on the gen. So they teleported to Carfax's position.
Oh my god.
So the knight teleport bug is back. You can now teleport with knight, apparently.
There's already so many new bugs.
Yeah. Oh, like, there was one on Twitter, I think I sent it to you. I don't remember. No, I think you reposted it, where the guard can't move or hurt anybody.
He's just standing there.
He just stands there.
Menacingly.
So one of my chat asked, maybe give each guard a specific cooldown. Yeah, that's what we want, because that was what was in the PTB.
In the PTB, they had like a 25-second cooldown each, which sounds a lot, but you had two other guards at your disposal that you can think about using.
Yeah, and that's really what the rework should have been, because it brought knight into a better position of like being a guard or a killer where you gotta like use your fucking brain. And like now we're just back to pick your favorite guard and then we're back to the shit a guard philosophy, and it kind of irritates the shit out of me.
Oh, it irritates me too, because like I've just been honestly like sad playing him, like just a little bit sad playing this night, and like I was just like so excited about like the first thing I said on my first game as knight, because I didn't fully read it. I didn't know there's a global cooldown. I tried to switch my guards after I summoned Carnifex. So I was like, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I was like, no, my god.
Yeah.
I was
just encourages bad gameplay.
Encourages bad gameplay. It lowers the skill floor again to just spamming the same guard over and over again. And it punishes you for using your power, because it locks you out of your power for messing up. Meanwhile, there's killers like Nurse. You wait like 6 seconds, and then like I can just blink again, twice.
Oh my god, dude! I have gotten so frustrated with trying to explain. I did not know that so many people thought that Nurse wasn't a problem, and after listening to a lot of them, I am convinced that the reason they think Nurse isn't a problem is because they don't intrinsically understand Nurse, and they've played against bad nurses. Because like no other killer in this game, not even like Blight and Spirit, can miss you, like outright miss you, and instantly have their power back to get back on your ass.
And on top of that, she could phase through walls.
Yeah.
Which is
like she has
that only one other killer can do, technically, Pyramid Head.
Yeah. She has the strongest ability in the game, and she is not punished for fucking it up. It is so wild to me how people can look at that and be like, it's fine.
And then they say Knight is a problem. Well, to be fair, Knight was a problem for just Shitterguard.
Yeah, Knight was a problem in the brainless sense.
His skill floor was the problem. His skill ceiling, I think, is fine.
Yeah, the value that he gets, even as new Knight, is okay. Because like not every killer needs to be A and S tier. I think B tier is actually where I prefer most killers to be.
No, agreed.
And that's where I put Knight for a very long time. Was in B tier, but like his design, his original design just wasn't healthy for the game. And you know, it was better if it's better if killers have to think to use a killer. If you can just always turn your brain off and get value, then it feels bad on the survivor side. That's not to say you can't have brainless killers. I love playing like do I love playing brainless killers?
Would you consider Wraith a brainless killer?
Yeah, I don't like playing Wraith though. So I would say I don't like playing brainless killers, but I think that killers like Wraith, you know, where you just kind of turn your brain off, go bing bong, hit somebody, bing bong, kick a gen, bing bong, hit somebody. I think that's fine. I think that the inherent design of it is fine. I just for some it's when the brainlessness leads to bad engagement on the survivor side. It's part of the reason why while I don't hate the Skull Merchant, I understand why she needs to be changed a bit, because she suffers from the same problem Knight does, or old Knight did, of, well, current Knight because of the global cooldown, but it's just, I place drone, I have anti-loop power, go fuck yourself. There's for a lot of people that feels bad. It feels bad for you to get such consistent value out of something you don't have to think about. And so while brainless killers are fine, their brainlessness has to be weak in order to be fine, you know? Sadako, for example, is one that I would consider brainless. You just teleport and go hit shit. You know, you can learn a little bit more, manipulate the demanifestation, the manifestation, and become invisible and avoid stuns and stuff like that. But at her core, she's just teleport till people condemned, knock down condemned person. I think that's fine, because she doesn't actively harm the survivor experience by being a brainless killer.
Because you can still counter that by getting TVs and going to put away your condemned. Yeah,
but with the Shitta Guard strategy or the Shitta Drone strategy, you just kind of like the counterplay is easy, but it's boring and infuriating, and sometimes you're just kind of fucked, right? I can loop a Skull Merchant for 3 minutes straight, but eventually she's going to catch up to me, because you can't duck or stand still through drones for an exceedingly long time. Eventually all that slowdown is going to let her just walk up to you. It's the same thing with old Knight. He shits the guard starts chasing you. The guards are easy to loop. I think I've been hit by guards, I don't know, like 5 times in the entire time I've been playing this game, and I started playing on Knight's release. So, you know, I think I've been hit by guards like maybe 5 times, but that doesn't make it any less infuriating when I'm looping a guard and then here comes him just going and then he just hits me and I'm like, oh, okay. I can't go nowhere. My bad.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you did go against a knight yesterday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh no, I really hope they don't vault. And then you
Yeah.
did vault from the high place. Like,
I've-
no,
I've-
you're gonna die now. No.
I always forget which guards can go through vaults and which ones can't.
No, all of them can. It's just where you vaulted. It's because
because I was at the top.
yeah, guards don't float down, they plop down. So when someone vaults, instead of just floating down at their normal speed, they just plop and then they like catch up to you much faster.
Yeah. Do you ever have plans to make a guide on the knight, or are you gonna wait till they hopefully fix his ass?
I'm gonna wait a little bit for the hot fix and hope that they fix him. But as of right now, I'm just a little sad because the changes that were made for him right now, I don't feel like they listened. Same thing with I will talk about this too. I hate his guard add-ons now.
Oh my god, they're so bad.
They're so bad and they're all not unique. Like,
Yeah.
they're all just aura reading for a specific guard. And I'm just like, just make one guard have an aura reading so you can make a build around that.
Yeah, like it's literally, it's like I think Jailer probably would have been perfect for aura reading.
Yeah,
You know,
but the one Jailer's Chimes is so terrible. It's so bad. Like, I don't know anybody that would go through Jailer's path of all the killers.
Yeah.
Because his detection range is so big.
Right. Yeah, it's like he's the add-ons have just you posted the picture and I saw all of them are just literally just aura reading for the same amount of time and I was like, what's the purpose of that? Like that's so lazy, because wasn't the PTB version of them like each guard had a 20% like lesser cooldown or something like that?
Oh, that was Battle Axe, Manacles, and Dagger.
Yeah.
And it's still the same, but they changed it to it just decreases the cooldown by 2 seconds if you summon
Neat.
that specific guard, which also still encourages guard spamming because
Yeah.
you just pick your favorite guard and then you get your power back in 8 seconds instead of 10, which still feels awful.
Yeah, like it's just one of those things where like it feels like they almost shifted the entire paradigm, because it was like they went from you can't choose your guards, and so each of the guards basically felt like the fucking same, to now you can choose your guards, but now all the add-ons feel the same. And it's like, can we just give the guards some fucking identity? Or like, you know, is that too, I don't know, man. Like, I hate using this word when it comes to behavior devs because I feel like it's overused and used in the wrong context, but a lot of this just feels so lazy.
Yeah, I will admit, all of the green add-ons changing, with the exception of Hilt and Tongs, because Tongs just feels like a worse torch, and Mangled and Hemorrhage add-ons aren't really that great anyways.
Mm-hmm.
They did a really good job reworking them. Because Grim Mask was already like, just like the only good green one. It's the one that makes you blind while you're detected.
Yeah.
But they increased the timer from 60 seconds to 75, which is great. They made it a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's a good fuck you windows of opportunity. Torch is now actually probably one of my new favorite add-ons. You get undetectable while someone's in a hunt.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, for like the whole hunt.
Choose.
And it's like actually good and fun to use. I can finally use like a sneaky night build. It'd be really funny. And then like my only problem with Tongs is it's just like a worse torch. It's like it's kind of like the old torch. It's like if they escape the hunt, they're oblivious for 60 seconds, right? Yeah, 60 seconds. And
if they escape, yeah.
Yeah, if they escape. And it's like, I really hated those ones. I'm like, you don't want them to escape though.
Yeah.
You want to get the hits.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh darn, they missed. You don't want an add-on for an oh darn, they missed.
Yeah.
Which is why hammer is good now, because if they get hit, you're rewarded, because then they're broken for 60 seconds. I used to hate hammer so much because it rewarded not getting a hit.
Right. Do you feel like the attention behavior gives Knight is like proportionate to everything else, or do you feel like he's gone largely unignored until this point?
I think he's gone largely ignored up until this point because he had a lot of problems, a lot of quality of life for 2 years, and we've been bleeding on our knees, like, please, at least give us Map of the Realm base kit, at least that. And they're like, hey, did you want Tabard to be buffed? We're like, no, we did not actually. Thank you, though, for making a useless add-on still useless. I will not be using this. Thank you. Like, I'm just like, I'm like thinking back. I'm just like, why did they work all of his brown add-ons and didn't make Map of the Realm, which is a brown add-on base kit.
Yeah, it's kind of. I had a. I actually wish I would have had you in there a while back. That's it. Almost two months ago. I had this argument with my chat about whether or not Knight was an add-on reliant killer because of Map of the Realm. And I sometimes wonder if I was wrong, because they said he was, and I said he wasn't. And like going back in and looking at like Knight advice from other Knight players and stuff like that, I was like, maybe I was wrong about Map of the Realm being necessary, because like I never found it necessary when I played Knight, but I also barely played Knight, so my my MMR on him is probably a lot lower. So I sometimes wonder if I was wrong in that entire conversation about whether or not Knight was add-on reliant on Map of the Realm.
Here is my thing that I kind of like just thought of like last week when people say it's like, oh, he doesn't need this, because I personally don't think Knight needs Call to Arms, because I never really run Call to Arms unless I'm running like Ruin or something, so I could protect totems and stuff. But it feels really nice, but you don't really need it. It's like Wesker. Egg is really nice, but you don't need that base kit.
Right.
Same thing with Call to Arms. It feels really nice, but like I've had so many games, to be honest, like how, like when they made Horse Meat base kit, like did they see that I use Horse Meat all the time? And then they made that base kit? But it's just like you get way less value from, I'm sorry, you get more value with Map of the Realm than you would Call to Arms, in my opinion. Which is why it, like, what's another thing? It's like, I cannot remember the person who made this video, but it's who I talk about sometimes. So how his detection bubble works when it grows, with Map of the Realm, it's the same speed.
Yeah, but it's because it's larger, it technically is faster. I think Otz did a video.
He referenced this person in the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just can't remember the person who made it. Very sweet guy, though.
They're watching this right now, just fuming.
No, I'm so sorry. I could probably I could probably like Google it right now. Not Google it, but like it's like the same speed, so that's why it feels better. Because like there's no drawback from Map of the Realm.
Right.
It was like, oh, you gain 4 meters, but it's still super slow. If it was super slow, then it probably wouldn't really be as needed, to be honest, in my opinion, because it will grow slower and then the survivor will still get away from you.
Right. One last Knight question before we get to the community section.
Sure.
Do you think behavior could ever release a killer that would draw you away from Knight?
So far, no. Because part of me liking Knight is not only his gameplay, but his character in general. Like, I adore his lore. Even, like, the little crumbs that we have. I love it so much. I love how he's written. It's like, he's like, you should feel sympathy a little bit because of his childhood, but he just turned out to be such an awful person.
Yeah.
With some moral code. And, like, this, like, kind of, like, weird, like, morally gray thing. It's because he's somewhat right. It's, like, his whole thing is, like, fuck the rich.
Right.
That's like, in, like, small little, like, hey, if you could describe him in, like, 2 words, or 3 words, fuck the rich. Like, that's basically his lore, but it's obviously it's different than that. Not me knowing and re-listening and looking at it every single day of my life and being like, yes, this is peak characterization and peak symbolism. But
I hope I like the knight as much as you do, or else you're gonna hate my analysis video when I get to him.
Cool.
I haven't read his lore yet. I'll get to that when I get to it. I have so many. My analysis videos aren't popular, but like they're also like the most requested. Like, hey, when are you gonna do this killer? I'm like, guys, I'm doing them in order. I'll get to it. Don't worry. So a couple of general questions before we get into the community section. How would you describe the state of Dead by Daylight as it is, and what are changes that you'd bring to it?
Buggy as hell. Especially with this patch.
This patch is awful.
It's so bad. I'm still gonna play it anyways. I feel like people in this community, like the game itself, there's a lot to complain about, but it's like that's kind of like what people only do.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting.
Yeah, it really is. Like, I honestly feel like the game is in probably one of the most balanced states it's ever been in. Like, there's always there's always a room for improvement, but like I feel like the amount of improvement that's needed is over exaggerated by people. Because like people act like the game is just miserable at its current point, and I wouldn't say it's miserable. I will say it's probably feels a bit stagnated, and I don't think there's any new killers that they could release to alleviate that. I think, and this is a hot take, and also maybe an uninformed one because I wasn't around for that patch, but I think that we need another 6.1 patch.
I agree. They did say that, kind of.
Yeah, we need another massive change, a billion perks, change core mechanics, change, base kit number type. Like, we need another, like, massive shakeup to the game at this point.
I fully agree. Much as I like stupid build I've been running lately, it's just like with crows, because like I'm so tired of running like 5, not 5, oh my god, imagine 5 gen slowdown.
Oh my god, dude.
Well, technically, Knight is 5 gen slowdown, because I can kick a gen from far away, technically. But, it's just like, fuck your exhaustion. I love the crows love me, and then I have pain res for my slowdown, and that's it.
I do, well, I understand, like, with Vecna, like, one of my reasons I like playing Vecna so much is because, like, he can use Blood Favor really well. Blood Favor is like a really good perk on him, specifically on Vecna, because of how he works and his Mage Hand synergy with it. So like when I run Vecna, I run like Crowd Control, Undying, Blood Favor, and then I'll do Surge for slowdown. And people are like, Hex perks suck. And I'm like, I know they suck, but I'm tired, guys. I'm exhausted. I'm sick of running Pain Res Pop every fucking match to get something done. Like, I don't want to run Pain Res Pop anymore. I don't even really want to run Surge. I want to run like Sloppy. I want to run, but like you have to run some form of slowdown. Otherwise you just lose. And it's like, I'm tired. Whenever I hear survivors complain about quad slowdowns, like, guys, we're tired of it. Killer mains are tired of it too. Don't worry. We're exhausted.
I just want to run my funny palette build and win. Or run my silly crow. Well, I've been doing really good with my crow build, but that's because of negating exhaustion perks.
Fuck your sprint burst.
It was like, yeah, screw your life. Screw your sprint burst. All of the above. Gone. Reduced to atoms.
That's why, you know, when Vecna's perks released, I was like, and I didn't see a single slowdown, a part of me was fucking relieved. I was like, oh, thank Christ. You know, there's not more. And now they're all interesting. They're interesting. They're unique types. I mean, I would have never in a billion years thought to add another crow perk.
I wanted another crow perk for so long, and Languid is my goat. I love it. Again, I love the crows. The crows love me. Like, they're amazing. Amazing. More crow perks. Hell, add rats to the game. Please.
Incoming Pixie is becoming an artist main comments.
Oh my god. I actually considered maining her for like my little 4, because my 3 mains right now is Knight, Trickster, and Pyramid Head.
All of those match you fairly well.
Yeah. Because like some people, like if you main Wesker, for example, no offense to anybody who mains Wesker, this is just something I've noticed. They also play Blight and they also play Billy sometimes. Like that's kind of like a thing, but it's like
7 minutes is all I have to spare. Listen to my voice. It makes people horny for some reason. Oh my god.
I will stay quiet for reasons you may or may not know. I like Wesker's voice, okay?
So many people do, and I don't get it. I just don't.
Hot take, I like his Resident Evil 4 remake. I like it. I like it a lot.
I don't know how hot of a take that is. I'd have to get my community. So that,
Some people miss his, like, what was it, transatlantic? I don't know what the accent that he has. It's not even a real accent, but...
Oh man, it's so just like I just don't get it. Like I so many people tell me they love Wesker's voice, and I don't understand it. I'm just like, what do you mean? It's so nasally and annoying. I hate his voice. I hate it so much. I was like, you could have went with like so many different voices for this character. But no, I was gonna say your 3 mains, like the only one that stands out to me is Trickster, but he does have abs, so because like both Pyramid Head and Knight are like muscular and tall, and I was like, it was like because you were like muscular, tall, twink, and then muscular and tall, and I was like, wait a minute, that's one of these things is
one
not
of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. Can you guess which one is?
And final question I have for you before we get to our lovely community members is, do you think you have a long future in streaming Dead by Daylight, or are you planning to fully branch out eventually?
I hope DBD stays as well and grand as I want it to be for as long as possible, because I love Dead by Daylight. I love the Knight, and I want to keep making content for him and this game, because it's fun. I love Dead by Daylight, despite all its little problems and little bickering back and forth. At the end of the day, it's like all the positive stuff just like kind of keeps me going forward for this. And a Knight, but that's obvious.
Right. All right, so we have getting into the community questions. We had a healthy mix from Twitter and YouTube community posts. Normally we only have like YouTube community post. So it was interesting to see some responses on Twitter. But first one's coming from Twitter from the boy KMD. KMD said KMD said, well, they're going to shoot for a classic question. What's an original idea or licensed property you want to come to the game?
The #1 licensed character that I want so bad in this game is Candyman. I want Candyman so bad in this game. Candyman is one of my favorite horror movies. They already added Pinhead. Surprisingly enough, I don't play him more, even though Hellraiser is one of my favorite horror movies. But like Candyman, I love it so much. For Christmas, my mother got me a Candyman action figure because they went to this random like store in the mall, and she went to my dad's like, you think they'll have like a Candyman thing in there? And my dad went, ha, no way. They walked in, Candyman action figure.
I need to watch Candyman because he is a very common request.
It's a very, very beautiful movie.
I have this series called Should Blank Come to Dead by Daylight. where I like look at licensed chapters that might come, and I like discuss whether or not I think that they could possibly adapt the character into the game or how it would work. And people have requested me to do one of those videos on Candyman, and I was like, I would love to if I fucking knew a single solitary thing about him. If I had the slightest inkling about who he is, I would love to do one. So I'm gonna have to find a way to watch the movies or movie, whichever one there is, at some point.
Please do. It's I will say, like, I'm not a huge fan of the second and third one, but the new one that came out kind of recently, I can't remember when. That one's good. I still like the first one better, but like technically it would be the fourth one, right? I think the fourth one. Also really good. It's like more modern, but it's really nice.
I have a lot to catch up on then. I will let you know when I find where to watch them, and I will do my best to get them under my belt. Our favorite Nemesis main, Horror. I don't know. I called him Horrorcore for so long. But Horse says, if you couldn't have the knight, which of his 3 goons would you go on a picnic date with?
A picnic date? Oh, that's hard. It's a tie between Carnifex and Assassin, to be honest. Just like how modest they are. Jailer would steal all of my food, and I would be sad. I can never pick. Like, someone's like, oh, pick something from this. Like, I never can, because I love them all. Like, obviously, there's like one little thing that I love more than the other, but that's what makes them so great. It's so wonderful. I love them. Probably Assassin, to be honest. Probably Assassin on a picnic.
All right. Melon over on YouTube asked, do you think reworking should be like they did with the Knight, where it trades an unbalanced playstyle for a healthy one, or where its aim is just to make the character stronger or weaker?
I think balancing them is better, because they did the same thing with Ghostface, is because he's still fairly weak. But they made him so he's stronger in his playstyle, which is being sneaky. So if you play off of being sneaky, you're going to get more rewarded. And if you play, like, I'm going to use the PTB Knight for examples, because this is just the hopes and dreams at this point. If you use a specific guard for the right thing, you're rewarded. And then you have to think about what other 2 guards you have for your other multitasking thing. Which, I do not think he was originally designed to be an anti-loot killer. I think he was designed to be a multitasking killer.
Yeah, I think he was definitely designed to be a split pressure killer.
Which is exactly how I tried to play him in the first place.
That's how I always played him.
Yeah, good. Because like most of the people that were complaining that Shudagard is gone, I'm happy Shudagard is gone. I'm going to miss it very much, because I also did it during the end game to look at them frolic in place, but now I can't do that anymore. I have to put more effort in spinning him in a circle. Shaking my head.
Mr. 805 asks, they said they've been personally enjoying the new Knight. They still need some tweaks in their opinion, but in the current way that Knight is, do you think he still needs haste after summoning a guard? Yes.
Yes.
100%.
The whole thing that made him horrible in the first place is because, like, again, you were punished for using your power. You use him, and then you're so far away, and then you can't really catch up. The haste being added in his kit rewards you for making the long path, and if you do fuck up that path, and you don't have time to go back and hit them, you catch up at least.
Yeah.
If he did not have haste in his base kit, he would probably be, like, way worse than he is. There's a line to where, like, slapping haste is a problem for me, but I love using the haste in his kit to catch up.
Yeah, this is actually like, this goes back to a universal problem that I feel like a lot of people don't fully understand, because like I also am on record as the number one haste hater. I can't stand how their fix for like nearly everything is just to slap haste on shit. But people need to understand that characters that have time sinks universally become weaker inherently because of that time sink. So things like the guard having to take time, or the knight having to take time to place a guard, trapper having to take time to place his traps, stuff like that is inherently weakening the character. Even people like Myers, like one of the reasons Myers is so bad is not necessarily his power inherently, but how long it takes him to fucking tear up in the first place. You waste so much time and trade zero pressure while setting up that power. And that's the reason that Nemesis and Unknown can't go above B tier, because both of them, their powers have time sinks. And so with the Knight, if you removed haste, you would just make his time sink even larger, which would inherently just weaken the fucking character. Exactly. And so I don't think, like, when people look at like killers that get haste for their powers, for using their powers, a lot of people just see it as, oh, he got haste, unnecessary. They don't see he got haste to make up for the fact that he just had to spend what is the equivalent of a lifetime using the power.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. The haste is there because of the fundamental way this game works. If gens weren't so fast, we could talk about removing haste from these killers. But
agreed.
While gens are only 90 seconds as a base kit, and most of the time even faster, because great skill check. I don't know if people realize this, but great skill checks speed up gens, guys. If you hit a great skill check, even with no perks, it speeds the gen up. So not a singular gen is ever done in only 90 seconds. One great skill check reduces that time. But yeah, so yeah, that's.
I hope in the future they talk about gen speeds, though. To be honest, because it's just if you don't run Force Slowdown, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, it needs an overhaul, like, drastically. And the thing is, the problem is that increasing the amount of time it takes to do a gen is not going to solve the issue.
Agreed.
Because they already did that. A lot of people don't know that, is that gens used to only take like 70 seconds.
And then they buffed it to 90.
And then they increased it to 90, and the problem's still there. The problem isn't gen speeds. The problem is the only thing survivors have to do is gens. That is their only objective. And as long as that's the case, gens are going to fly. They need to add a secondary objective. They have to add one.
That's what I was saying. I feel like if they had, like, I don't know, like a task to where, like, I don't know, you have to do like maybe like two, like something that requires you to do two things, like not two separate things, but like something is like, okay, do this thing like twice or three times.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we did all the gens. Who the hell didn't do this thing?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be something. And then another thing, though, I feel like it would be a bigger problem for solo queue. That's the only thing I'm worried about if they do something like that. Because it's like, oh, I thought this person was going to do this. And then that person ended up getting chased.
I mean, I would even add something like, before a generator can start being repaired, just add like a mini task to like unlock the generator. You know, like you have to, I came up with the idea of like collecting spare parts. Like you'd go up to a generator and it would be, you'd have to basically go on a scavenger hunt for like wires and gas and gears and levers and shit like that. So it like gives survivors, like, you have to actually scour the map and go find things. And
that'd be fun.
People were like, because to me, the biggest problem with generators isn't only they move too fast because that's the only thing survivors have to do. It's also really fucking boring to do generators.
Yeah.
You're literally sitting there. You're literally sitting there on a generator, holding down a button, waiting for a noise notification, and occasionally moving your camera to look out for the killer. It is so. That's why I talk about it all the time, because we're in our Survivor main era over here on Kaiser DeBard channel. While I finish up all the tomes, I tell my chat all the time, I don't know what to do when I'm doing Survivor content. How do you make Survivor content interesting? Because all I do is sit on fucking gens until I get chased, and then the chase can be interesting. And then occasionally I get like a funny haha joke because solo queue is the most insufferable thing since hitting my balls with a rubber mallet. But like outside of that, if nothing's happening, all I'm doing is just sitting on a gen staring at the fucking screen. And like, I don't know what to do from that point. I don't know how to be engaging. And for me to like, I hate to like talk about myself like in any sort of positive light because I hate myself. But for me, to not be able to make something entertaining, do you understand how boring that has to be? I've been doing comedy for like 22 years. I can make anything funny. I have to fucking
You're very funny.
I have to sitting there on a generator is the hardest I've ever had to try to be entertaining. I like the hardest I've ever had to try to be entertaining. It is bad. It's really, really bad. So I'm hoping that there comes a core change to generators that implements a secondary task to doing them that completely changes the way the game functions in a new and interesting light. Because this
I hope for that too.
This sit on generators thing it's time for it to change. It's been the status quo for 8 years. It's time for it to go. It can't be this way anymore. It's too fucking boring. That's why every single Survivor squad is running Sabo, boil over, flashlight clicky, chase me killer, I have a boner, chase me killer. Like that's why all your matches are devolving into shit like this. And that's also
I also hate Sabo, by the way. I also hate Sabo.
That's also why I'm probably going to do a full video on this now that I think about it, but that's also why you're seeing a lot more people give up on Hook lately, because the way the new HUD, it's interesting. The new HUD is a double-edged sword, because on one hand, it gives you a lot of cool information, but on the other hand, you can now see that you've been running the killer for 2.5 minutes and not a single person is touching generators, and now you're frustrated because you wonder what the fuck you've even been doing this whole time, and you don't know what they've been doing. And so it leads to people just giving up. Now, I don't condone giving up. I think that giving up instantly is cringe, and you should probably stop doing that.
Makes me very sad every time.
Yeah.
Both as killer and as a survivor.
Exactly. Yeah. But part of the reason is because they see that you haven't been doing anything. They'll see like one person get on a gen halfway through the chase. And so they're like, what the fuck's going on? What's happening? I think that if generators were changed to where there wasn't necessarily a progress bar, but instead people had to scavenger hunt for parts to install them and stuff, I think that would lead to less people giving up, because now you'll be able to see your teammates going around the map actually looking for things, and then your 2.5 minute chase will feel like it matters because you can just assume your teammates are off looking for the things they need to look for. Agreed.
I'm saying agreed a lot, and I feel like I'm a broken record, but I'm serious. Like, I fully agree. I hope behavior, if they do like an overhaul in the future, because they did say on the Reddit Q&A that they were looking into doing something more with generators for a future event. I really hope it's something that can actually help the game in a healthy way. A healthy and fun way.
Yeah, a healthy and engaging way would be nice.
I don't want to run for slowdowns anymore.
Dearest Ash says, what's your opinion on characters not fitting into Dead by Daylight? A lot of people argue that Knight, Lara, Vecna don't fit the game at all, and I disagree. And then they asked for an IP, but we answered that already. Did people say that Knight doesn't fit DBD?
They didn't think Knight was scary. And which...
He summoned zombified guards.
He summoned zombified guards, and also, he is a very horrifying person in his time in the 1300s, because a lot of people was like, oh, Knights were like so like normal, they just like go and kill people. He took over an entire town with a magical stone that he doesn't have a key for, got bored, killed more people, Because, like, he knew that he was scary. Like, it says in the lore, it's like, he stood at 6'6", and he knew he was an imposing figure, and I'm like, he's 6'6", and people are terrified of this man.
Yeah.
He's a man that can wield a claymore, and then everyone else on average is like, I don't know, like 5 foot something, like a whole extra foot, and this man could like crush you.
Yeah.
Like that. It's like not even just like, that's not like the scary part. The scary part is it's like during that time period, or like for that grimdark kind of thing. It's just like something else I think about. It's because like dragons apparently didn't exist in his time, but he has a helmet for dragon mask, and the description. I'm in my game right now. I can look at it. He said like he had no reason to believe in dragons, but they knew they struck fear in the hearts of the gormless serfs, which I love calling people gormless serfs now because of this. It is so funny, and it's like you kill a survivor. It's like, you gormless serf. You feel so powerful when you say that. Like, ooh, I just use some fancy vocabulary. But it's like saying the same thing with like Nicolas Cage being in Dead by Daylight. Like, okay, he was in horror movies, but is like, look at Nicolas Cage. Are you terrified of that man? Nah, yeah. I want to give that man a firm handshake, a hug, if you will. But like,
I feel like Nicolas Cage would be the type of person to like give you a hug and then say some like completely out of pocket shit before just walking away with no explanation.
I would be very happy for that.
He just gives you a hug and be like, all right, and remember, don't ever look to the left. And then he just walk away and you have no fucking idea what he meant by that. He refused to elaborate. Like, okay, I'll avoid looking to the left. Thank you, Mr. K. I've always loved Nicolas Cage because he's such a bizarre human being.
No, me too.
And like, when he got announced as a survivor, it wasn't a character, it was the Nicolas Cage. I was like, there is no other actor except maybe John Travolta that would make that much sense for just the actor, just the real life actor to come to this game. No other actor could have done it. Nicolas Cage is the only actor in the entire world that could pull this shit off. Because like people are like, oh man, I would love to see I'd love to see like, Tim Curry or Jack Nicholson, or you know, they're like naming like these really cool actors and stuff, and I'm like, that's cool and all, but no one's gonna do it like Cage. Exactly. Not a single. I dare you to name me. Even Danny DeVito couldn't pull off being in this fucking horror game.
No, I mean, if Danny DeVito was in this game, I wouldn't have a problem. I love Danny DeVito.
Yeah, like I would love it, right? Like somebody in my chat said Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is my favorite comedy actor of all time. I would love it, but again, nobody fits the vibe of a real life person being pulled into this game like Nicolas Cage does. That is, I feel like any actor you could have picked, Nicolas Cage was the one. That was the singular person that fits a real world person coming into our video game.
And his son plays DBD too! And he plays Sonico! Bold and wise choice, but he plays Sonico!
So yeah, this whole fucking like argument that's been going on with this doesn't fit Dead by Daylight. I roll my eyes every time. Because like every time it's said, it's like, actually, here's all these horror elements that match this IP, and now you're stupid. And they just refuse to see it. They refuse to say it. So I did a video recently on the Lara Croft not being fitting Dead by Daylight or whatever, and I was like, I don't know much about the Tomb Raider, but I also don't care. You know, let people be happy. But then I was like, because I remember when people bitched about Skull Merchant. Oh, she's too sexualized. She doesn't fit horror. And I was like, she's a serial killer. What do you fucking mean?
I was gonna say, like, just because someone looks pretty That doesn't mean that they're not scary.
Yeah, like Trickster, apparently Trickster was also complained about like this when he came out. I wasn't playing at the time, but I was like, they're serial killers, guys.
I know, like this dude, like this guy's horrifying. Like when you like look into like Trickster's lore, which I also love Trickster's lore. Bro killed a hamster when he was 7 because he was jealous of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you have problems.
Yeah, and like sex and horror has always gone hand in hand. Like that, you can't have. I mean, you can, but like, sex and horror is just normal, and especially in the slasher genre. This is especially in the slasher genre, which is common for Dead by Daylight, because Dead by Daylight's based off of slashers. Especially in the slasher genre, sex and horror go hand in hand. So exactly. It's like complaining.
Like a lot of movies are coming into my head.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So like complaining that something is sexualized in this game. Like, I've never liked the complaint of things being sexualized overall, because it's just a meaningless complaint to me. I was like, let people be horny. If the character is over 18, who gives a fuck, right? I don't care. But like, at the same time, if there was a game franchise to have over-sexualized themes, it would be the fucking slasher game. Like, it would be the slasher game. We need more sexy things. Don't fuck with me. I like shit.
Shirtless Nightwing.
Yeah, it's shirtless.
I will say one thing though. If like your whole if you only make like how do I word this? It's like let's say a character is hot, and then they have a lot of cool story with it. If you only target and you make your only things like, oh, this character is cool, only cool because they're sexy, and that's kind of the whole personality that you do for that. I think that's a little bit okay, but there's other cool things about that character.
Yeah, then it's just one dimensional. But
yeah, it's if you make the one dimensional, ooh, boobs or something like that, that's a little much.
Yeah. I personally believe, you said Shirtless Nightwing, they just need to release a shirtless collection. Every single character in the game is shirtless.
Yes.
And then we can stop hearing about it. And then every single character you release from here on out, from that point on, will have a shirtless skin base kit. And then we can stop talking about it, and every character can be shirtless, and we'll be fine.
Shirtless Dredge.
Njord asks, with the new reworked Knight, what are the best add-ons to run, and which guard is the best to sandwich with?
The best guard to sandwich right now is Jailer, because the ×3 depletion almost doesn't matter with him, because his hunt is so long. So if you combo that with Horse Meat and Mount, because since Mount is partial base kit now, adding to the extra Mount makes it really, really strong, because if you don't hold forward, or loop the guard perfectly, and you, don't find out about the Mount time, in time, you will die. That, because it's that's, I'm thinking about I'm other problems with just global cooldown right now, but Jailer is the best to sandwich, but Assassin's good to just get the downs fast.
Yeah.
But I always coped for Horse Meat being the best add-on, but I think Horse Meat is actually one of his best add-ons now. Which I love using Horse Meat anyway, so I'm not really complaining that much. But if you want to use Call to Arms too to benefit a little bit more from the kit, I don't think it does not increase your haste more, because it has a cap for how much time for the haste you can have, because of the if you add to the max path, it's not going to increase your haste. But it can, I think. I'm not 100%. I'm pretty sure it does increase the No, it doesn't, because it has a cap. I was gonna say maybe try running Call to Arms, but Call to Arms doesn't really increase or benefit your kit. It just helps you get snipes a little bit better. and reach stuff from farther away. This is kind of further proving my point that Call Arms should be base kit. Huh. Sorry, just a little pondering there. But, no, yeah, Mount and Dried Horse Meat, me personally, those are his best add-ons right now. I will be a Torch Ride or Die fan now. Because of the undetectable during the hunt. Because it's so funny. You could just sneak up on someone while they're in a hunt. It encourages multitasking. But, yeah.
Right. Horse
Meat and Mount, very strong together, especially with Assassin. Specifically with Assassin. But, sandwiching, also grand with Jailer. It's just like, you can sandwich with Assassin. Because he's so fast, you could just have to time it right. Which is good. I think sandwiching should be a good, skillful thing to know when you should push and force depletion. And then... My brain is farting right now. I am so sorry. I did not have coffee today. So I was like, I should probably get some coffee before this interview so I'm a little bit more energized and I don't pause every single sentence. But here I am.
Don't worry. It's like my community's used to me pausing.
I still feel bad.
I have like 37 thoughts going on in my head at any given time. So.
Oh no, same.
ADHD
Yay!
go burr.
ADHD go burr.
Hugh, bruh, I can't pronounce this. We're just gonna call him Hugh. Hugh.
I was gonna say, if this is a huge ageist joke, I will actually.
No, it's like it says so it's HUEBRDOIDAL. So
I ain't pronouncing that.
Yeah, so we're just gonna call you Hugh. Says, how would you make the community a better place?
How would I make it a better place? Huh. Well,
delete all Legion mains.
No.
No, I'm kidding. Honestly, my answer while Pixie's thinking of hers is I would see if I could just teach more empathy. We just need more empathy in this fucking community.
Something that I hate personally myself whenever I'm playing, I hate when I complain. I know everybody complains, but like whenever I play, I want to like just me personally, I always focus on the positives. I always focus on the positives and I go forward with that. I keep the little negatives in the back of my head and I don't express that out loud. Mm-hmm. With the exception of global cooldown. Please go back to the PTB. So bad. It's so bad. Same thing with chimes. Change chimes. But like honestly, like I would just like keep pushing for like just trying to have fun. Cause like I know there's like comp communities in this game and they mesh with like everyone else who doesn't really play competitively, they play for fun. Mm-hmm. But like at the end of the game, I just want everyone to have the mindset of it's just a game. Like it's not that deep. Like the things that people say to each other over this game is honestly disgusting.
Oh yeah, and for sure.
It's like I'm just like, how can you say that over a video game?
And yeah. And like that plays in like mine, like teaching people more empathy. I have a video coming out about this actually 2 days.
Look forward to that.
2 days from this recording, I think. By the time the YouTube sees this, that video will already be out. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I wish this community would have more empathy for each other, like just understand other people better, because like in reality it's just like I think complaining while in the game is fine, right? Like I call people a fucking bitch all the time and a dumbass and like piece of shit. Like obviously I don't use slurs because I'm not a real piece of shit. You know, but like I think if you're in the game and you're like fuck you, I hate you so much, it's fine because like you're in the game, you're in the moment. But yeah, the fact that so many people bring this shit out of the game
exactly
is ridiculous.
It's like so many people too. Like I understand like a couple bad. No, I don't understand a couple bad apples. That's what like.
Yeah.
If it's like a couple bad apples, I'm just like, well, that's not nice. That's not okay. But it's like so many people in this community that like take this like drama to Twitter, to YouTube, or wherever. It's just like drama after drama after drama over like something as little as like I tunneled you, and I'm like,
yeah. Sometimes not even tunneling. Sometimes it's perceived tunneling.
Yeah, or it's like they take it like so personal, and like whenever I tunnel, it's never personal. It's just like, oh shoot, I'm at 2 hooks and 2 gens, and this person is right in front of me, and they just got off the hook. I need some pressure right now. I apologize, but I must tunnel you now. It's like that, and then like, why'd you tunnel me? I'm like, well, my friend, I was at 2 gens and 2 hooks, and you were right in front of me. And I said, I apologize, but I have to tunnel you.
Yeah. Oh, and it's so crazy. Like, a lot of people don't know this. This is actually my first time telling the story because I honestly just didn't want to give any time to this person, so I ended up not doing it. But it's been long enough. So a while back, I was loading into a lobby as Xenomorph. And one of my chat members was like, how much gifted subs to tunnel the Fung? And I was like, I don't know, 10 gifted subs. And so they did it. And so I tunneled the Fung because, you know, I'm broke and I need money. And so afterwards they like came in and they were like ranting and raving. And I was like, somebody paid me 10 gifted subs to tunnel you. You know, take it up with them. And they like called me a liar. And then they went out and they did like a hit piece on me on like YouTube, and it got like it got like 3 views, and like their whole thing was like their whole thing was like, this person is an asshole because they take money to tunnel out survivors in the video game, and like they were like, this is like they're a terrible person. And so I watched this video. It's like a fucking like 16-minute video, and I was like, that's weird, and I just left. But like, it's so wild to me that you took that personally, that you made a whole ass YouTube video about it. I feel like, this is just me, maybe I'm just old, but I feel like if a video game makes you that mad, you should probably not play that video game.
Or take a break.
Yeah.
Like, that's the other thing. It's because, like, whenever I'm playing this game, I realize I've been playing for a little bit too long. I'm like, I've been playing a little bit too long. And I'm starting to get a little bit upset. So I'm like, I should just turn the game off before something goes wrong. And then I get really sad, and then I don't want to play the game ever again. But that's not true. That's never going to happen. Hopefully.
Yeah.
God, please be healthy. Please be healthy.
Yeah.
I love the night.
Yeah, I don't, I've started branching out to like stand-up comedy and Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, recently on my other 2 YouTube channels, link in the description, go down there. But like, for me, I want Dead by Daylight to thrive. But if anything ever kills my love for this game, it will be the community. It genuinely will be the community, because even like as just a D-list YouTuber that I am, I deal with so much crap because this community is way too fucking invested in a video game. They're like, they take every single opinion they disagree with, they take it so fucking personally. I had a thing a while back where I did a tier list, and I put Wraith in the D tier, and that resulted in me getting slurs and death threats because I put a fucking character in a tier people didn't agree with. Like, this community
First of all, rest in peace, Philip. Second of all, that's an opinion.
This community is so volatile, and it is wild. I can put up with anything. I can put up with bad balancing. I can put up with shit changes. The 2 things I can't stand in a video game is over greedy monetization that makes it to where you're doing more cash grabs than you are genuine changes to the game, and shit communities. If either one of those 2 things gets too much, I will quit a game. It's why I quit Apex, it's why I quit Elsword, it's why I quit Rumble Fighter, it's why I all but quit Overwatch. Like, it's always one of those 2 reasons. I can put up with almost anything. Any stupid thing the dev tries to do, I can put up with almost anything. But if it's one of those 2 things, I won't do it. I can't take it.
I will admit, I miss Apex sometimes. But as of recently, they did release a cat
Oh my
Revenant
God.
skin. I logged in. I bought it. I didn't even play the game. I logged off.
I miss Apex sometimes, but after 6,000 hours of that game, I had to completely leave it behind. I couldn't take it anymore. Between the clout chasey community and the fucking like EA's over monetization and basically not giving us any updates that matter, it's so bad. It
took so long for them to do cross progression. Like, and like they gave us like little to no updates about it, and they announced it like 2 years before it came out, and I was like, oh, finally, I could probably move everything to my PC. I'm so excited. Yep. And then 2 years later, I'm like, I just want my Revenant heirloom, please.
Yeah,
that's all I want. I don't even want to play the game until I can get my new stuff because I'm scared of getting new stuff.
Yeah, and then they fucked cross progression. Like, I came back for cross progression so I could like merge my PlayStation account, and it took like 3 weeks before I was even able to get it.
Exactly. It took me like a month.
Yeah.
Like longer than a month. I'm like, where's my message that I can get it?
Yeah.
Like, that's not fair.
Yeah. And then people who were getting it were like finding their shit like wiped, like their accounts were getting wiped and shit like that. And like, I was like, there's just no way a company fucks things up this bad. When Overwatch did cross progression in the transfer from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2, when Overwatch did cross progression, they did it like that. Just like, it just happened. You just logged on and all your shit was there.
There was like some problems with some people, I will say, because like I know some people that actually did lose their stuff.
See,
but
I didn't
for the most part, it took like maybe like no more than a week for everything to be fixed, though.
Yeah, and Respawn and EA, they just fuck everything, and it got so bad. And when the recent Battle Pass announcement for Apex, I talked to a couple of my old Apex buddies who still play the game, and I was like, because they were talking to me about it, and I was like, guys, I told you so. I mean, I don't want to be right. I hate being correct about this, but I told you. I told you that was going to happen. I told you they were going to start they were going to start prioritizing money over fixing the goddamn game. And now they have, and now you're pissed. And I'm like, this game should have died years ago. But you guys kept feeding the machine, and now EA just sees Apex as a printing press. And now what? Now we're just kind of fucked. I would love to go back to Apex. I miss Mirage. Mirage is my baby. I miss playing Apex. It was a fun game.
I love Mirage.
It was a fun game.
My sister was a Mirage main, actually.
What's up?
My sister made Mirage.
Oh, good. She's got good taste.
Oh, actually, really quick, can I tell you a very, very angry story with Mirage, actually,
Sure.
and my sister?
Yeah, of course.
So, it took me 2 years to get my first heirloom. 2 years. And of course it was for Revenant.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my god, I finally have my heirloom. Because there's like an heirloom tracker and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like so close. I was at like the peak of where you should get it.
Mm-hmm.
And then me and my sister were playing one day. My sister just got her new account. It was like probably like maybe like 6 months old.
Mm-hmm.
We were just like playing at like 3 a.m. I was watching her play, and she's like, oh, I got a pack. And then she opened it and it was heirloom shards. And then she like turned around at me, and I like looked at her so angry but also proud, and the first thing she said was, I am so sorry. I'm like, just go get your heirloom. I mean, get your Mirage heirloom. Just stop talking to me. Just go get your heirloom.
So I started playing Apex day 3 of release. Day 5, I hit level 12, and I pulled the Wraith the Wraith heirloom.
Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
I hate you.
I was one of the very first people to get the Wraith heirloom because I didn't know what it was.
That's crazy.
I didn't know what it was. Nobody really knew what it was because like by day 5, there wasn't like any information out there. And at the point that I pulled it, only 3 confirmed people had pulled it. So I did that, and then when I moved to PC, in season 4, end of season 4, beginning of season 5, the first thing I did was buy $100 worth of Apex packs because I started streaming. That's the whole reason I moved to PC. I started my streaming career. And so I was like, I'm going to open 100 packs on stream. And the very first pack I opened was an heirloom. And I was like, well. So yeah, I was so lucky with heirlooms. I think, yeah, 5 of my heirlooms were pulled out of packs. And they were always just like not the 500 packs, just like the random, this is where I just got them. So yeah.
I'm raising my fist in anger at you right now. I'm like, you.
I have the only heirloom I ever outright bought was Mirages.
Fair.
That's
the invalid choice.
Yeah, that's the only heirloom I ever outright bought. All the other ones I just pulled randomly from packs. I was just like, oh, okay, I guess I have one now. So my friends
I wanted
used
to pull. Like, I'm glad they got rid of the ones where, like, oh, like, you could accidentally pull this one character that you don't play as. Like, if I got Lifelines, I like Lifeline. I know she got a rework recently. As in, like, probably, like, the past, like, 2 months, I think. But, my God. If Revenants wasn't, like, in the pool at the time, and I pulled anyone that wasn't Revenant because Revenants wasn't in the pool at the time, I would have actually pulled out my hair in anger and frustration.
Yeah, adding the shards was great. But see, like, even then, like, the whole thing that they fucking did, the prestige skins, I hate those fucking things.
I don't like them that much either.
I was like, where did this shit come from? What happened to the heirlooms for the rest of the fucking characters? Why? And it became apparent over time. I was actually talking, so I used to be very good friends with Soar Loki Ross, who's a big name in the Apex community. We haven't talked in ages, but we still follow each other on Twitter. I miss that dude. But because him and I started streaming at the same time, like
cool.
within a month of each other. So I was talking to him like closer to when I was leaving Apex. I was like, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. What is this prestige skin? What is this bullshit? Like they're just coming up with more ways for you to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and we're not getting anything in return. We're not getting better servers. We're not getting better optimization. We're not getting, regular balance patches. Like you only get a balance patch in Apex like every 2 months. Sometimes it's a full. Sometimes the balance patch that comes in like the middle of the season is like basically nothing. It's like 3 changes and a map update, and I was just like, they're not giving us shit. They're not providing anything, and I'm like, they release more collection events per season than they do patches.
That's just insane.
Yeah, I was like, that's bullshit. That's fucking crap. And Dead by Daylight kind of does this, because I know somebody's going to be like, well, there's a lot of collection cosmetics coming out, but they're not like $500 events. They're not. Yeah. They're not, oh, you need to buy all of this to get this shiny new thing. The collections that come out are just like regular cosmetic releases, which I'm fine with. I think that Dead by Daylight should go free to play in exchange, but that's neither here nor there. I would literally rather an occasional cosmetic drop every 2 weeks or whatever without patches than dropping an entire $500 collection event every 2 weeks to a month and expecting people to pay that. And then people do pay that. And so that's why they're
encouraging them to keep doing it.
Yeah, they just keep doing it. And so yeah, I could rant about Apex for hours. Out of every game I've ever quit, I feel the most betrayed by Apex. It's bad.
I was just tired of all the sweaty people. I wasn't like in the community. I was just tired of the sweaty people. Like, I'm tired of getting third-partied and then being a hypocrite and then going for the third party. So I'm just gonna go to Fortnite instead.
I love Fortnite. I play Fortnite.
Fortnite's great.
My I don't actually know what we are. I don't want to talk too much about it, but my current person I'm talking to got me into Fortnite, and I played it before and I liked the no build solos, but then I started playing with them, and now I just like I boot it up and I'm like, fuck, what have they done to me? Because it's just a genuinely fun time. Like, it's just a genuinely good time. I love Fortnite.
Fortnite is great.
We should play at some point.
Oh, we should. Oh my god. Trust, I carry. lying.
Okay. I'll add you afterwards.
I'm lying. No, I won't carry. I will just dive every single noise I see. I'm like, oh my god, I hear shooting. I must commit violence.
Oh my god. They get so mad at me, the person who got me into Fortnite, because like I have ADHD, so I see noises and I start running, and they're like, I'm not done looting. I'm like, we could loot the people we kill. Let's go. I want to shoot things. So over on the Twitter, Bratty Princess says, as a night main, what are things survivors do that you hate because it makes winning for you more difficult?
More difficult? They go one way where I'm sending the guard, and then they go the other way. Which is what you should do. And I'm like, yay, you're countering me. I'm very proud of you, because not a lot of people do that. But go in the direction of where my guard is, please. I just want my guards just want to talk to you. They just want to talk to you. They just want to talk to you. That's all.
Quit doubling back, you double back Danny's. God damn it.
Exactly.
Borp over on the Twitter says, behavior lets you decide what would be your top 3 changes to the night to roll out next patch.
Separate guard cooldowns. Please go back to that. No more global cooldown. Global cooldown is terrible. Second thing, change is purple guard add-ons. We talked about this already. Just make them like unique and fun. Actually, Vampire Toothy sent me a lovely little rework idea that they had for the purple add-ons. Honestly, Healing Poldus can stay for an aura reading. I feel like that's fitting for Assassin. Because, you know, like, you're, like, staking out, you're trying to find someone.
Yeah.
But, they made some suggestions that I really liked. So for Jailer's Chimes, they said that you should gain 10% haste for 10 seconds when Jailer successfully hits someone during a hunt, which is can happen now. Before, Jailer was, like, kind of like a 60-40, 40-60, more 40-60, because it's like, oh, maybe there's a chance. But now that he has a longer hunt time and mount and horse meat is partial base kit, with horse meat, it is a very high chance for him to get a hit. So you can get value from guard hit add-ons now. And the haste, like, it keeps the old what was it? Lightweave? Yeah, lightweight Greaves, which, like, after you summon him, you gain some haste.
Yeah.
Which resulted in speedy Alejandro builds for me. I loved using it. I miss it every day. Bring it back, man. And then for Flint and Steel, instead of seeing auras around drop pallets, whenever a survivor escapes their card effects without being hit during a hunt, they're revealed with Killer Instinct for duration of his cooldown. So it would be like 25 seconds. I feel like that'd be a good purple.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, just change his purples. Hammer is fine. Don't change hammer. Hammer is good. Just change his purples to where, like, you can, like, do something more fun to have, like, a, like, guard specific build, which is what I always wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, you bring something for that, and then a cooldown thing for the guard. You just have fun with that guard, and then goof around with the other two.
Right.
Did I say 3 changes?
I don't think you did.
Okay. I don't know. Give us more lore, please. The guards, because, like, the only freaking lore that we have for the guards is that Jailer's a freak, which is already kind of obvious. But like for Jailer's Chimes, they changed the add-on thing. There's, like, many captives met at the same grimsly end for attempting to escape his clutches. Like, okay, man, okay. bro, Jailer's a little freaky, I guess. But that was obvious. Give us more guard lore. Like, if Spirit can get a part 2 tome, I don't care how angry people will be. If Knight got a part 2 tome, I will be so happy, because I need more lore.
Right.
So bad. I want to know his time and the Guardia Campania with the boys, how his master taught him everything. Like, please. I want that so bad.
Right.
I guess that's my only 3 complaints. Other than that, PTB felt great. I just want PTB Night.
Yeah. And finally, we just have a little fun one, quick one, from that one weirdo. Says, kiss, marry, kill, Carfax, jailer, and assassin.
Fuck! First of all, stop calling him Carfax!
I'm never gonna stop.
Second of all, someone asked me this before, and I couldn't choose. I couldn't choose, because I can't kill one of them. Trick question. Fuck, marry 'em all. Trick question. But I have to pick one. I don't want to kill any of them. I don't want to kill any of them. Marry Carnifex, kill Assassin, fuck no, kill fucking Jailer.
Alright. Oh, that's...
I don't want to kill any of them though, but if I had to pick one, it would probably be Turcos.
Pixie is claiming insurance on 3 husbands as a comment that just showed up in chat.
Salute.
So yeah, it's so that's all of our community questions today. Last 2 things on the list. I know the answer to the first one, but I still ask just in case. What character would you like for the B-roll for your interview today?
B-roll?
It's the gameplay in the background while we're talking, honey.
Night.
just throws me a curveball and she's like, Spirit, fuck it. Yeah, I figured it would be the night.
Good luck finding any gameplay of me playing Spirit, because I don't play her.
I can't. Well, I'm gonna play the games. I'm gonna record them after we're done here on the on stream, and then use them as the background footage. And then, are there any last words that you would like to say to the people watching on the YouTube or here on stream or anything like that?
Keep doing you. Just keep doing you. Keep up some sort of positivity and carry it on for this game, because it's what this game needs. Because that's what I feel for the night. I have nothing but positive and wonderful things for this character, as you could probably tell from this entire interview, aside the global cooldown, which I will not stop complaining about. I will preach for that to go back. But yeah, just keep that positive attitude, just because some people in this community really need it.
All right, and if you want to join me real quick in thanking our YouTube channel members listed on screen now, if you want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much. I'm sure Pixie does as well, and we will see you in the next one. If you're a fan of Dungeons & Dragons, then check out my other channel, Kaiser the Bard, where I do things like discuss the game, give you DM and player tips, and more. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.